Viewers, welcome again to another edition of the Coach's Desk with host Coach Minzy. And we have a very special guest in studio with us today. And this person is Phoenix Academy CEO, Craig Butler, the enigma, the controversial figure when it comes on to football. Sir Craig Butler, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure giving back to football in whatever capacity I can.
Yeah, man, really appreciate you stopping by on the coach's desk. So let's get into it, Sir Craig. A lot of persons know who you are, but for the ones that don't know Craig Butler, who is Craig Butler?
I'm the CEO of the Phoenix All Stars Football. A former football player, played for 1984, 86 on.
The audio is a bit like it's breaking up.
Can you hear better now?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm the person behind the whole Phoenix movement.
Mm-hmm.
Been doing it for over 20 years now, and developed players across Europe now. We have about 23 players, including Leon Bailey, Kemar Reed, Kevon Atkinson, Martin Davis, Siobhan McLaren, um, Marlon Reed, Kimo Jackson. Yeah, several of them, Ricardo Martin, to name a few. And then we've also put a lot of people through college.
Mm-hmm.
And to also play professional, like Romario Williams, who some of you may know is now playing as well. So
Mm-hmm.
we're pretty much spread our wings across the Europe and the continents of across the world really. So we continue to do that, and we also have the Phoenix Academy here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm president of Phoenix Sports Management, who manages also these players, gets them the opportunity, builds relationships with the major clubs and agents across the world, from George Mendes to Pini Zahavi to Mina Raiola, all the way to people like Karl Heinz Rummenigge, um, Rudy Vuller, to name a few, Jonas Bolt, you know. I think as a person, my job and mandate really is to utilize football as a vehicle to advance the lives of our young men and women, and
Mm-hmm.
so doing create better economy for the country when they start to help and send back. So and motivate other young men to believe that they can achieve, whether it is in football or something else, through the achievements of these other people. So that's what I'm about. I'm a former player myself,
Yes.
and also I'm a FIFA licensed intermediary um, with the British FA. So and a coach, I'm a licensed coach now. So I've done my fair share of work to get to be knowledgeable of what I speak about.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah. So that's basically it.
Yeah, man. That's a whole lot of information in a few minutes. So persons really know your qualifications and all of that. So you don't just talk football, you know it. Um, Craig, you have an enormous passion for football. Where did this passion come from?
Football was my escape as a young. It was my vehicle to advancement. I came from a family of with 5 children, being the eldest from a single mom. My dad lived in New York, so he was never home. And football was the way I saw as a means of being able to get through in life without having to depend on my mom. So I, utilized that football and I loved it. Created a way out, went to school, went to Pace University, Boston University, um, graduated, came back to Jamaica, was able to live my life, but I still recognized the need for others and I wanted to give back because there were people who helped me along the way. People like,
Yes.
you know, David Hunt, Mark Mendel, Jimmy Sinclair, coach at JC, and, Nick Padavani, coach in college. and several others along the way who helped. And their request from me was to give back when I had the opportunity to. So
Definitely.
that's where it really came from, that passion for football. And
Okay.
that passion really isn't about football, because I remember there was a time I put down football.
Okay.
Passion really is about helping people, helping young people and my country.
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica very much. I've been all over the world, and there's no place as beautiful or as calming as the island of Jamaica.
Yeah, man. Well said there. Now, let me ask you this question real quick before it jumps out of my head. In terms of the influx of UK based players, what is your take on that situation?
My take is that the best should play. That has all
Okay.
the best should play. Whether it was when my biological son Kyle was playing football, if he was good enough, he should play.
Mm-hmm.
Not good enough, he should not play. That only makes the team stronger, gives it more competition, but you should never utilize um, it as a negotiation with others. You know. So if you ask me if the JFF is right to bring in all of them, sure, bring.
Okay.
The question is you, as Leon had alluded to a few months back, you can't keep just trying new people all the time. You have to start working with a nucleus to get team synergy. Football is
Yes, yes.
a team
And
sport. Individuals don't play football. Team does.
yes.
So if you even notice the game, if you watch the game the other night with Leverkusen and Mainz, Leon displayed his brought upsy in football.
He had an excellent game, man.
It wasn't a game; it was what he did in the game. He got
Yes.
he got a chance prior to that. Um, Diaby got the ball and could have given him a hat trick, and Diaby didn't pass the ball to him, so he could score a second and lost the ball. Leon got a breakaway right after that. He alone, he could have shot on goal and scored, but the right decision was to give it to Diaby and
Yeah.
play the right, correct ball, and Diaby scored. Uh,
Yeah.
it's about brought up seeing football, and that's what we should be looking at.
Okay. Now, are you in? I know one. There was one particular time when you were interested in becoming the JFF boss. Is that thought still lingering?
No, it was never for permanent. Yeah, I wanted to go in and try. Sometimes in life you believe that you can fix things. So I wanted to go in for a period of time and see how I could fix things in the JFF, and then leave it because having over 23 players and you're managing them and you're having a player like me, that's a one player like me, full time job to me. Because you have to look about his commercial, you have to make sure he's playing, you have to be an advocate for him off the pitch, you have to be motivated, what he's doing right. And I don't not only Leon, I have Kemar Reed, I have all of those who are now coming into their own. Martin Davis, who are all coming into their own now. So you can't be in a position where you're tied to the JFF in a full time capacity. And I'm the type of person that I give 1,000,000% when I'm doing something. If I commit to something, doing it 1,000,000%. And what I wanted to do was to just get the GFF started out. Issues like what you've seen with the players going on. I mean, not just the financial side, things like how you treat them, how their travel is dealt with, how the staffing is dealt with, ensuring that there's a system in place and a national football culture being developed,
Mm-hmm.
development program that is consistent with what our qualities as players are.
Yes.
Not with what the qualities of Brazilians or Germans are, or whatever they do, but consistent with what the genetic qualities of Jamaica, and utilizing that system to our advantage.
Right.
No, I that's what I'm about.
All right, cool. Now you mentioned a little bit on development, and let me just hasten to get this question out. many would say, Craig, that you have the blueprint where football development is concerned, and they would have been alluding to the fact that the Phoenix Academy would have been turning out players across Europe. Now, if given the job or the post of technical director of football or director of football, how would you develop football through the length and breadth of the country?
You want me to give out my secret then?
Well, you do well. Well, be like the colonel.
It's like no problem. I mean, I remember I created the adopter player program in
Mm-hmm.
'98, and I adopted Peter Cargill in my company at the time, Toshiba, and
Yes.
encourage everyone else to adopt, the other companies to also adopt players, and so the national team were able to be played and paid well, and they felt like somebody, like they were worth it, you know. And I
Yes.
remember Benny Simoes put on a T-shirt at the same time and put on the back "Jesus saves."
Mm-hmm.
Didn't realize what it meant. It was that Jesus came and had a hand in how all those negotiations were managed and got them a chance. Having said that, um, for me to become the national team technical director, my philosophy would be very simple. What are the qualities that Jamaica has as an individual? We're the fastest human beings on the planet. We are very skillful, natural skills, second only to Brazil. We are very intelligent people who have turned out. I mean, the first open heart surgeon was a janitor out of Jamaica. People don't know that, you know. We have very tenacious and bold people, and therefore, the only challenge that we have is we have a problem working together as a unit. No, everybody wants to lead, nobody wants to follow.
To follow, yeah.
Yeah, and so, or better still, not follow but support. And so you always have somebody trying to say, "Oh, Mike Ricketts not good enough," or "Craig Butler don't know him at all," or "Tapa Whitmore idiot." People are always saying these things because they want the job, rather than saying, "Hey, maybe we could give Tapa some support in this area so he can do his job better," and Tapa could be willing to take that information. These are the things that are important. You know, Mike Ricketts is the president of the JFF. It doesn't mean that he has years and years of business acumen, you know. So he needs to open up his heart and his mind to getting help from people who do. Very simple. So with the development of the youth, first thing is with those qualities, you would now develop a training system and a formation and a system within that formation that is going to utilize those strengths. Let me give you an example of an archaic way. People used to say Jamaicans are fast, so you have the long ball being kicked, right, from deep, and they say let's let the man run it down. No, you can't do that because that's the easiest way for a defender to clear a ball. You kicking it long from deep, he has a lot of time, no matter how fast the other guy is, to clear. So you have to develop a system that is built from the ground up. All players must be two-footed. I would remove up to the age of 15 keeping score. So if you're playing games against, for example, one club against the other and academy against the other, there's no winners of the league. Yeah, you'd encourage players to to um to 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 take on people more, to be more creative, but at the same time, they have to give the same energy in getting back. Because when you're younger, it is better to develop players technically when they're young, because no matter how much they want to listen to you, when they're older, if they're not technically competent, they'll never be able to execute tactics of the coach. So, say for example, you have a player that is one-footed, yeah, can only use him left foot, and you're going to tell him play right wing because the left back is weak on his left side. Yeah. So dribble on his left side. That would mean that that player would have to use his right foot to dribble, take on the man. And if he's not technically competent with the right foot, then he's going to have a problem executing what the coach wants. And then the coach is going to say, why is this idiot continuously turning in on his left? He's turning in because you never taught him to use it when he was 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. And through Colts and Pepsi and Money Cup, you never teach him either. He just want to win. So that's
exactly.
So the whole system, as I said, that we put in would be geared at having three national teams at all levels.
Mm-hmm.
You have the A, who is the one that you go into competition with. You have the B that you're developing to go into the A team, and then you have the C team, which are the younger ones, 1 or 2 years below, that you want to bring them to the squad, and you have to develop all them. So you're coaching them differently. One is more technical, the other is becoming a little further along with tactics involved and
Yes.
pure tactics. So
Mm-hmm.
find at that point, and you're doing that through the age groups, going all the way up to the national team, playing the same system, using the same formation, so that there's a seamless move from the youth into the national team. You understand? So when a player comes from
Yes.
under 16 and they call him up to the first team, he doesn't have to adapt. He knows exactly what he's supposed to be doing.
Precisely. Absolutely.
There's also nutrition, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the next thing that you need to do is to ensure that we develop the credibility. So we would get partners in corporate, would be,
Mm-hmm.
and I would gear all their help towards what they produce. So say Grace Kennedy produce food,
Mm-hmm.
get food from Grace, and we make sure we have a nutritionist that want to build their career. They give
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4 of them. They give free time to the JFF so that they can help with the kids, and it goes on effectively. You don't think,
Right.
and the partner with doctors to make sure that staff with the national. The other thing that
You're breaking up a bit there, Craig.
you hearing me better? You can hear me.
Yeah, man.
The other thing that you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to send away our best young coaches. Send them to Europe on what's called a practicum,
Mm-hmm.
where they go and they train with the say for instance a KRC gang, and you send them and their assistant coaches to wherever, whichever league, under 15, under 17, 18, and they're there to observe and learn.
Precisely.
You bring them back, and then you incorporate
Integrate them in the system.
the system. Why? Because you cannot have the mecca of football be in Europe and where you want to sell your players into, right?
Yeah.
Get contracts into, but you're not coaching them to be able to fit into those systems.
Exactly. Exactly.
You understand? So that's part of it.
Yeah,
But
man.
they
That
could go into, but I don't think you have enough time on your show.
Yeah, man, and you touched some points that I've been deliberating for some time now on this show, and I'm happy that you touched them. But you made a mention of sponsorship recently. Is it true that you were integral in the '98 process of getting some of the sponsors?
I was the biggest sponsor of the national team in 1998.
So Craig, kudos to that. But what is this um current administration not doing to get a sponsor on board right now?
First of all, they need to put a marketing team and a marketing plan together. Never have before has Jamaica had more marketable players than it does today.
Mm-hmm.
You have players like Lowe playing internationally already. You have Leon Bailey, you have Shamar Nicholson, you have all of them. You
Yeah.
have local bodies and international bodies that you should be approaching about endorsement. You have people in Jamaica, Caribbean, and the huge diaspora of Jamaica, New York, um, name it, across the rest of the world, that would love to have a Leon Bailey national team jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So why have you not set up, even if it is online, where you can buy jerseys from with the national players' logos on it, and put that money into a pool, give 50% of it to the players, and you keep 50% for your staff and what you need to do to pay the company to run, the JFF to run. And you pay the players with that money. You know how easy that is?
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Merchandising is very important.
very easy. Things like especially now during COVID, there's a strategic way to do everything. Yeah. We should be having our national team players easily staying at hotels the whole time they're here for free. You understand? Airlines are not having traveling that much. They don't have much
True, true.
traveling. So why not get sponsorship from them and get them flying? Where you need to bring them in? Why not bringing them in first class?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not hard. It also is about who you know, though, because I can guarantee you that if Mike Ricketts called Dimitri Sunday, secretary, and said he liked with him and care, they are not going to call the secretary. But if I call, I can get through. Understand? If I want
Yes,
to get through to Bayern Munich, I can get through too. If I want to get through to Real Madrid, I can get through. I know all these people personally.
yes, yes.
Yeah? And it's not because I'm showing off or I want to be a demand for the job. I don't want the job. Right? But the idea that I think we should do is look at how we can utilize people who are Jamaicans, like myself, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and to be able to get the links that get what we need to get done for people. Simple. Use
Yes, yes.
to get a practicum for Donovan Ducky at Genk. Use me to get a practicum for Tapa Whitmore when national team not doing. What is Tapa doing now that national team not playing? Send him go Bayern Munich 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
Why not? But because you don't care that it's Craig Butler organizing, you just sit down and put your head in this proverbial sand like an ostrich. Yeah, not going to help you.
True, true. There's some big points there, Craig. Big points.
It's our country. And I'm telling you, I am always willing to serve my country. I'm a man I go Europe and clean toilets in order to get the boys through. You know? And before that, I can tell you, in 1990, I was a sponsor, biggest sponsor with the national team with Toshiba.
Yes.
So if I am willing to go and do that to get people through, what would I do for my country?
Good point. Good point there. All right. So as an agent, or the new term they're using now, intermediary, what's the process of getting players out of the island into Europe on trials or contracts?
First of all, you need to, if you have a player with a pedigree already, meaning he has been playing in Europe already and he's successful and he has lots of clippings and stuff, you can try and get a contract for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like a Leon Bailey. Easy thing
Yeah.
to do. Him not have to go up on a trial. If you don't, you're going to have to arrange trials for the players. And that's where contacts and links and friendship and playing the game of football from a business standpoint
Mm-hmm.
comes in. And that's why if I was in a leadership capacity in a JFF, every player in the national team would have a contract already. Every single one. Because they have the pedigree. Yeah?
Yeah.
Have people who are out there. There's a scout that been scouting all the English players and players for them for years. And they don't work with him. They're having a problem with him now. Can't start speaking. What's his name again? You know his name?
No.
Um, Another example is, why are we not utilizing the scouts or the people involved in football who are Jamaicans, who are working internationally?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah?
These persons love the country, you know. They work
Of course.
very hard to get players coated and all of that.
Of course. Now, when you have a situation, for example, where you have young players in Jamaica stuck right now,
We missed that.
You get me?
We missed that, Craig.
You also need to utilize something called public speaking, image projection,
Mm-hmm.
leadership, money management.
We're not hearing you. No, still not hearing you. All right, people. As Craig Butler tries to sort out his audio, thanks for tuning in, yeah, man. Very interesting interview with Craig Butler. He's just trying to work out his audio. We're not hearing him right now. We're seeing him. He's still on screen, and we're just gonna basically take a break now and see how best. But Craig made some very solid points there on the matter of development, on the matter of marketing. And let's see, he's trying to get back in. Yes, he's back.
All right, so you can hear me now?
Certainly. Clear. Crystal clear now.
All right, so say for example now, we have players and we want those players to be successful.
Mm-hmm.
One of the important things is adaptability. Yeah. Another important thing is to be ambassador. You can't get sponsorship if your players don't look like good ambassadors for these companies and people that you want them to represent. So, say for instance, you have a Leon Bailey, but a Leon Bailey doesn't know how to speak and deliver a speech properly. How can you get that Leon Bailey an endorsement?
Yeah.
Do an advertisement? How is he going to give an interview? You need people, who are in that business. You have Laura, my younger sister, who is in the
Mm-hmm.
business of developing people in corporate. Yeah, public speaking, image projection, leadership, moral and social. How many times have had players that go over about shoplifting? Think about it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's true.
Important, very important. How many times you have players that coming off of a plane in their national team gears, hair don't comb, not looking sharp, yeah, not delivering. It's improved somewhat, yeah, because of the examples of people like uh, Young Lower and Andre Blake, Taxi, and them. They're really setting good examples. And
Right.
so anybody that comes in should be getting a proper, um, what do you call it? It's um,
Orientation.
orientation into what is expected of them.
Yes.
Yeah, you have young
Yeah,
players
man.
that grew up from very young can only use one foot and then go into the national team. How is that possible? You don't realize you cut off half of your game when you do that. Literally.
True.
The game nowadays is not as raw as it used to be, Today, I'm watching videotapes.
Yes.
Coming and planning for you.
Mm-hmm.
You get me?
Yeah. And on that point, Craig, there was this talk of a Tyreek McGee. You know that he's at Cassiopen, and many are saying that the coach doesn't like him, or he's not up to. Some are saying that he's not up to standard because he uses one foot, and he doesn't move well off the ball. What do you say about that? Because this has to do with in terms of exporting players. Because if you're giving them half, as you said, and a half is dead, then you're lessening your chance to be in the mecca of football in Europe.
Let me ask you a question, and I want to be very honest. You're in
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica.
Yes.
All right. If you go to a prep or a primary school game, and a little boy named Tommy playing center forward, and he gets the ball on his left foot, but because his
Mm.
left foot, he chop it off of the left foot and put it onto the right foot and score.
Mm-hmm.
The coach and all the fans and all the administration of that boy's school going to do?
Rate him up.
Jump up and down and cheer for him.
Yeah. When he should have shoot from the left with a clear chance.
Move him to under 13 now, in a under 14 in high school.
Mm-hmm.
What when him do the same thing?
He might. Somebody might steal the ball from him.
No. Cause them still are doing. Cause everybody do the same thing.
Yeah.
Shot the ball off him left foot and score. The players tear down again.
I see where you're going.
Him got money cup. The players tear down again.
Yeah. I see where you're going.
And because him do well in a money cup, they put him in the national team. And then play some little small teams, minnows in the Caribbean, and then chop them.
And there's still deficiencies.
Yeah.
Yes.
And your players tear down again. And then now you put the youth in a position where he faces quality opposition and intellectuals who are managing the football.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay, well, him left foot weak, so they put two players on the left side, block the left side, the right side.
Mm-hmm.
And done.
They nullify his game right there and then.
Yeah, I'll have you know that I am a Jamaica College old boy. Yeah? I've graduated. I have Jamaica College. I've given my heart, my blood, sweat, and tears to Jamaica College. I played a full season Manning Cup with one knee, the other one mash up.
Mm-hmm.
And still, I think 2 goals were scored on us for the entire season. I have watched the recruitment process of the high school in Jamaica. And the high schools in Jamaica are really managing the football development because it's so limited amount of time during competitions. 2 months for under 15 competition in club football. And I've seen where players have not been technically developed with personal development for the benefit of those players. We've taken over the management of Tyreek McGee, my team and I, from the UK.
Okay. That's unique sports management.
Yes. And one of the things that I am doing is I'm going to ensure that he's totally competent with both sides. He's training every day, he's working on it.
Yes.
But there's also another issue which people are missing. When you have a manager, that manager's job is not to be liked by the JFF or to be loved by the club. Yeah? That manager's job is to ensure that he's a zealous advocate for his client. He's to ensure his client gets the best that they're supposed to get. Yeah?
Certainly.
Well, Maggie manager take him and drop him off in a U-Pen. Yeah? And Baylor left him. And then he leaves him. Oipen is owned by the Qatari. Yeah? And they have their own academy in Qatar. And they're pushing their players from their academy to play.
Right.
That's a deficiency that would probably lift the average person's eye 30%. That coach's eye is going to be lifted 100% and see it.
Yes.
So that's one of the reasons that when I develop players, my players have to have total respect. Can't be late for training.
Right.
Cannot not use both. Have to have moral and social responsibility and moral fiber to them. Yeah? Because not always the popular thing to do is the right thing to do. Right thing to do is the unpopular thing to do.
True.
If you look at what me got through in my life, with even the JFF and my football life here, only for people. Craig Butler, him is this, him is that, him is that. Him faced him, rude him, egotistical him. I'm in a business. My job is to say Leon Bailey get to play. Leon Bailey is pumped up and ready and doing his job.
So Craig. So that is basically one of the highlights of some of the managers, the agents / intermediaries. They are supposed to be forceful and doing a job ensuring that their players are on the field of play. So that's one of the reasons why a Tyreek possible is not playing right now? Because, like you said, he was dropped off.
That's one of the reasons, plus the development of the right foot. But he's been working on it and he's getting a lot better. He's physically
Yes.
a lot stronger too.
Mm-hmm.
A lot stronger because they didn't put in that work. I remember when I first met Tyreek, I remember meeting him over Jake, and I went up, shook his hand, and he was so basic in his delivery, so quiet.
Yes, yes.
I'm saying,
Not
hold on, them not teaching, yeah?
not
And
assertive.
yeah, it has to be assertive, you know. Being humble doesn't mean that you must be weak or you must back off. You
True,
can
true.
be humble, and Leon is a very humble youth.
Yeah.
Humble and state your opinions and you think strongly and you stand up for your beliefs. Tyreek is a great kid. And you going to see in this transfer window, you're going to see him move to a big club, good club, and you're going to see him performing. When he does come down, I'm going to work with him out like I work with Leon. I work with him and make sure that right foot is 100%. And the world will see what Tyreek Magee can become.
So Craig Butler, you're saying that Tyreek Magee will be moving to a big club in the summer.
He'll be moving to a better club than where he's at.
Okay, okay. Just wanted to get that. And since I'm on that, will Leon Bailey be moving to England?
That question I cannot answer at this time, but I can just say that Leon has been loyal to the club that he has been. He's
Mm-hmm.
been loyal, and we will look at what happens towards closer to the end of the season. But I cannot say that there are not opportunities for him.
Okay, great. Now, but on the same point now, might be changing lanes a little bit in terms of Leon. Many persons are saying that Leon is just a one-off talent that you get from your academy, and you're not good enough to produce another world beater. How do you rebut that?
Well, let's look at it. Huh? Neymar's manager from Neymar's academy,
Mm-hmm.
only one player them produced. Messi the same before he went to Barcelona.
Yes, yes.
Um, Pele, same. Phoenix All Stars Football Academy has developed Leon Bailey, Martin Davis, Romario Williams, Kemar Reed, Kevon Atkinson, all playing professional football. Not everybody will go to the
To the
high
height.
immediately.
Yeah, yeah.
Will make the jump quick. Some will make it later. Some will make it almost at the end of their careers. But the important thing is this: how many other people in this region, including the US, has developed players like one player like Leon Bailey and the other players who are good enough, just not gotten the opportunity yet. When you look at that, what you need to do is to go on to Instat. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right?
Yes, man.
Go on to Instat, name Kema or Martin. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I did, was I took my players and I took them to Europe. Yeah. I looked at the distance between Jamaica and mainland and somewhere like Malta and mainland Europe. When I want a scout to go and look at a player in Malta, it takes him a 2 hour flight from mainland.
Right.
When I look at a scout, I want him to go to Jamaica to look at a player. It takes him 11, 14 hours plus he might stay for 3, 4 days.
So it's a
Yeah.
strategic move.
So strategically, I had put them
Yeah.
in. They trained and played together with one team, and then they were dispersed to all the teams there.
Yes,
So
yes.
Kemar is at a different team from Martin. Siobhan McLaren at a different team from Kevon Atkinson. You have players like Romario who grew up in my house training, yeah, who is now playing in Egypt and played at the highest level in the US. Yeah. You have players all over.
Yes,
Now,
yeah.
when you come and say to me, I may not be good enough to produce more, ask yourself this question. what have you produced?
Because
Which
you have a
one?
poster boy. They don't have
Yeah,
any. So the
which one?
persons who are asking that, you have a poster boy.
Of course,
Yeah.
which players have actually gone to a high level club and was able to stay over a period of time and make it to another level.
Yes,
Tell
yes,
no club in Jamaica has done that in the last 25 years. None.
yes,
Any player that makes it who is Jamaican or has Jamaican heritage leaves Jamaica very, very young or never grew up here or is just from Europe, Jamaican parents, and then they make it a certain level. Leon Bailey was built, trained, developed by me personally.
yes.
Had a different coach in Jamaica. And no one else in the academy has either. Yeah? Martin Davis went to Harborview, left us and went to Harborview. And then he went to this fake thing that they called, said them going to Valencia. But they never ever went to Valencia.
But he came on the show, Craig, and told me that he went.
Listen to what I'm telling you. Martin went to the town of Valencia, to a club called Caxton College. He never played for Valencia or trained
Okay.
system. So his development did not go like this. It went like this. So when Martin came back, went to Toronto, and when he came back to Jamaica, I found Martin with Harborview sitting on the bench, playing as a midfielder and can't get a game. Right? I
Mm-hmm.
Martin reprogram him because Martin is a dribbler. That's
Yeah.
what he does best. So you can't take a dribbler and put him in a midfield. Yeah? You put him on a wing. And Martin came, he did very well, trained with him for 6 months, sent him back to Malta. And now Martin, if you look at his stats, he performed probably the best of all the Maltese players there now. And I'm not talking the Jamaican players now.
Yeah, man, I know the other European players.
If they were to pick a best 11 out of Malta from their Premier League, Martin would be in it.
Yes, yes.
And that's from coming from not playing at all at Harborview.
He's a very good player.
Yeah. So, the idea of, oh, well, Craig going to say it like it is what it is.
All right. Yeah, we know that you don't mince words, Craig.
Uh,
All
you know,
right. So
this thing is not supposed to be a marketing thing or a way to big up yourself to get people to come to your club.
yeah.
It's about developing youths and getting them the opportunities so that they can help our country. Jamaica poor enough, suffering enough. The youth them not getting on a food enough.
yeah.
If one youth can go away and give back, if you have 30 or 40 players, yeah, making 10 million a year, and them give back 5 million of that to the community where them come from, by whatever means them doing. You know how much money, how that will help our economy? You
Yeah.
have any idea what it has done for the kids in Cassava Peace, seeing that Leon Bailey has been able to come out? The kids in
Yes.
Burn, that see that Kemar Reed and his brother Marlon are playing professionally and realizing their childhood dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some might make 10 million, some might make 1 million, some might make 200,000 a year. But what they're doing is they're living their life and they're living their dreams. Something that nobody else can say about.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We have to give respect where respect is due, and you have done a lot in terms of developing players through your Phoenix Academy. Now, I want to ask this question, Craig. We understand that KRC Genk director or technical director of football, he had is it true that he had pledged to come to Jamaica to give assistance, but it was blocked? You want to shed some light on that?
Dimitri de Conde is a very close friend of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I had asked him if he would be willing to come as a technical director here and to support Papa as the coach
Mm-hmm.
when on the international breaks. Them can't leave his club during the normal year, yeah? So when they have an international break, Dimitri was willing to come. I have not actually spoken to the national team because they have to fix their issues with the players before I start bringing my big boys to come and say,
Yes.
yeah, they will look at you them good, or you gotta deal with the father them. You know? So that's he's willing. Um and if I press him a little, 'cause when he comes to my house and we hang out and we do things together. So he would be willing to come. His wife loves Jamaica. He loves Jamaica, and he's a former player, Standard Liège, Genk, top man. And
Is it a case where he would do it for free?
yes, wouldn't
Okay.
need
Okay.
money
And
already. Dimitri comes from a family, a very wealthy family in Belgium, already making good money at them.
okay.
Come and help Jamaica is really because he loves Leon. I never
Okay.
love Leon, so only me love Leon more than Dimitri.
Yes. I understand what you're saying. But
If
on the matter of the
coach at Leverkusen bench Leon, me and Dimitri put our army fatigues and ready for go to war.
yeah. And the Leon went on the field and he showcased his talent that I don't deserve to be on any bench. So
No, Leon is the best player at Leverkusen, best players in Germany, and as a young, one of the best young players in the world.
yeah, man, definitely. I agree on that matter. And many would also compare him with a Sane and a Pulisic, who is better. But for me, and it's not because I'm a Jamaican, I still would pick Leon Bailey.
When Leon
Um,
Pulisic was in Dortmund, Leon was performing better than Pulisic
yeah.
by far. We decided to stay at extra with Leon because
Mm-hmm.
we believe in loyalty, believe in steps. You know?
Mm-hmm.
When is the right time? Right. And I won't say what, but
Yeah, man, we know. All right, one final question, Craig, because I know you're a busy man, so we want to ensure that we give you ample time to take care of your other business. Coach Theodore Whitmore, do you believe that he's the man to take the national team to next year World Cup Qatar? Is it a case where he can do it on his own or he needs assistance?
Tapa himself has said that he needs. Yeah. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I am the one advocating when the GFF was proper pay. I wrote a letter offering Tapa a job in Malta and said take it to them, and they were able to help him to get a better salary. I believe that if you really want a national team to play, remember half of football is motivation and the other half is tactics. Yeah, at that level. If you have Tapa Whitmore, yeah, and you give him the support as a
Yes.
former player of the national team, yeah, the players will gravitate towards him. They'll have a good bond. There's no bond with Winnie Schaefer, yeah?
Yeah.
But Winnie Schaefer might have a couple tactics. So you need to have a good blend and marriage of both. So with Tapa, he needs to have full staff complement supporting him. He need people like myself around him. Not me necessarily, but people like me.
Yeah, like-minded.
Yeah, that can come him and say, listen, this need to fix here, so and he needs to be open to listening.
Right.
He needs Bibi Gardner in that national team setup. He needs
Yes.
in that national team setup.
Who is that?
Ian Goodison.
Right.
Yeah. He needs Onande Low in that national team setup. Yeah. He needs to have, if you look at any other national team, you have supportive coaches that were best of breed for the national team before.
Mm-hmm.
Motivate. If you look at France, if you look at Deschamps is the coach in France. You look at any national team, you always see the former heroes giving back, motivating, working together as one, yeah, to support the program. It's a program, you know. Top alone can't run the program.
Yeah.
Top alone can't talk to more than one man at a time.
True.
You need a man working with the wing backs. You need a man
Mm-hmm.
central defender. You need a one or two goalkeeper coach. You need a man who can work with the post-up strikers and tell them what to do and what not to do. You can show them by example. That would be like an Andelo. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, all of these guys don't have perfect characters or perfect histories or whatever. None of us do. None of us do. Yeah? When Leon was in game, Leon laughed after some boxer one time in our gym and the boxer one come beat him up. Yeah? He learned from mistakes and him grow.
Yeah.
Now, we should be never turn our backs on people like Goodison, on Bibi Gardner. What more cost is it going to be? Okay, you pay them a little money. But if corporate sees you doing that, Mr. Ricketts, and if diaspora sees you doing that, we will support. That's the difference between an accountant and a marketer. An accountant looks to see how much money he can save and keep. And a marketer looks to see how much he can make.
Absolutely.
Okay? And what we need right now for that national team leadership is a marketeer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to be able to sell it to corporate. As a corporate, come on board and help us. Yeah, utilize the marketing with this national team. We could sell some jersey. Bring Bibi them for Bibi. You gotta work with the wing back them. Show them how to go down the wing back for them. We're going to use this formation. 4-3-3, and the system within the formation, we want the first pass to go to the hole in midfield. Hole in midfield, I can get back, whatever. Second pass to this one for position.
Yeah.
That's how you create a system.
Yeah.
And from that system will emerge a culture, a way
Yeah.
of doing it. We don't think about it anymore. Phoenix All-Stars Football Academy developed players like Dujon Richards. He's 15 years old. He shattered the under 14 record in the Pepsi under 14, 29 goals for Kingston College. Yeah. You have Dante Peralta, who plays in now in Germany, and he just came back on a big test trial in at Crystal Palace in England. He's
Mm-hmm.
50 years old. He win Pepsi for Georges. Yeah. You have the MVP at prep school, leading goal scorer prep school come from Phoenix. Leading goal scorer prep school, MVP at primary school come from Phoenix. And we have players that we're constantly building. Now, in the last year and a half, what has the GFF done to develop our youth? Yes, you have a COVID-19 situation going on, but what have you done to develop our youth? Has there been any programs given out? Has there been any form of personal training going on for these players? Yeah? Manchester City came here and looked at these players the other day, my players, and said, Craig, we've never seen players that big, that strong, that technical, that fit. Me can show you the stats of the man who Crystal Palace the other day. 4 of them.
Yeah. We saw that. How
Yeah?
did they do?
Very, 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 very well. Very well. Let's say he's the fittest players them ever see for that age group. A machine we build.
So in the future, you're gonna have these players heading to Crystal Palace.
Well, the idea is not necessarily Crystal Palace.
Okay.
We're going as a team. They would love to have someone. But we're
Okay.
going team to play once the gate lift.
Mm-hmm.
Play against Man City, Man United, Leicester City, and Crystal Palace as a unit.
Okay.
Trials tend to be more difficult than when you play with your team. So you play with your team and you beat up a team 6-love. everybody going to want the player. Everybody going
Yeah,
to see the
yeah.
best.
Right, right.
So they did well when they were there. Our young player, Dan John, they love him. But he, as I say, for us is how do we get this model that we have at FIFA being used across the island? How do we stop using Kingston and St. Andrew as the basis upon which teams should play? Why don't we have an island-wide league so that players at the youth level are being discovered daily, systems are being shared? Say, for instance, Phoenix play a certain way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we go Irwin Academy in Montego Bay, and we're going to beat them up. All of a sudden, Irwin Academy is going to say, hold on, maybe we're not as good as we thought we were, beating up everybody at Irwin in Montego Bay. Maybe we need to adopt some of these principles. Maybe we need to develop our players in this way more. And I'm telling you, the league is the best way to go across the island. You get me? So you go on your play against, for instance, an academy in Clarendon, or you go on your play against an academy in Montego Bay. And when you do, they feed you. You hear
Right.
things, you speak to each other, you get to know each other. So when all the best man them from all of those academies reach into the national youth, they already know each other. They know each other play.
Definitely,
They love
definitely,
it's about nation building,
definitely.
with football.
Trust me, Craig. I would love for this to go on and on and on and on, just to get the wealth and knowledge from you where football is concerned. And I'm certain that persons in the JFF will watch this video, because we understand that persons are watching our videos out there. So we hope that this one will reach them, and some of the stuff that you mentioned will actually get across to them. But nonetheless,
Get,
we appreciate you being here.
get this straight. I am willing to serve my country in any capacity that will help it.
All
So
right.
that's it.
So the powers that be, Craig Butler has declared it. He's willing to help his country in whatever capacity where football is concerned. And I'm sure it goes beyond football, but because we are talking about football now, it's directly related to football. So persons in the JFF, if you're watching this, please take note of this comment. Whatever you can give or use him as a consultant, or you use him as a resource person, whatever it may be. But with this wealth of knowledge, it should be utilized in an aspect to assist the program moving forward. Thank you very much, Craig Butler, for stopping by here on the coach's desk. It was a privilege to have you. We really appreciate you sharing with us. And I'm certain that you'll stop by again, definitely. And on I'm just gonna make this bold this bold statement. We normally come out on a Friday night, Saturday night, and a Sunday evening, basically, to discuss football on this program live. And it would be very good to have you on our panel to talk with some of the viewers about football and development. So the invitation is open to you, my friend. You can come along whenever. So I'm gonna send you the link so that you will know that we're on. So if you wish, you just stop by and share some of the knowledge with our audience.
No
Any
problem.
final words that you want to share?
No, man, Jamaica first. That's the key. And always look out to be, if you're in a leadership position, if people are looking for you to help them, do not do what is comfortable. Do what is right. And that's the key to our success as a do the right thing.
Awesome, awesome. Thanks again, Craig. And definitely we'll keep in touch. And I trust that you continue to stay safe in this torrid time. Take care of yourself. Take care of your family. Um, I had a question, but I'm just gonna leave that for another time, because we are certain that you'll be back on this forum with us. Have yourself a wonderful day, Craig.